I was adopted by a family when I was 5. I don't know my biological parents. The family already had 3 children. 3 girls. Apparently after the first girl they tried for a boy, but it always ended up being a girl, so after 3 girls they adopted me to finally have a son. In the first few years of my life they treated us all well. My sisters, however, were never able to accept me. They saw me as an outsider who doesn't belong in the family. Actually, it was the oldest one, called Alicia, who poisoned the other 2, called Maria and Juliet, against me by telling them that our parents would treat me better because I was a boy, which wasn't true. In fact, all 3 of them protested against me getting a room in the same floor as them. And my parents gave in. There was a spare room in the basement where I had to sleep now. This, however, just led to them making fun of me, calling me names like cellar rat and many more things. I just shrugged it off, assuming that's how siblings treated each other. But I realized that having my sleeping room in the basement somehow also affected the way my parents treated me. Sleeping down there felt like I was out of sight for them. They lost interest in me and I became less significant and important. While on the other hand, they started to focus more on my sisters. When I was 13, they completely lost interest in me. It was like I was a homeless person living in the basement. They missed all the appointments I had. They didn't care about my grades. They never even called me to eat. Sometimes I would come upstairs and see how they already took away the plates. If I was lucky, there were leftovers that I could eat. Do you think I got presents for my birthday? No, because they didn't even know my birthday in the first place. And last Christmas they said they forgot to buy presents for me, saying they will go shopping with me the next few weeks to get me something, which, as you might expect, never happened. I don't feel despised towards my sisters. I'm glad they have a home where they are cared for and that they can feel loved. I just don't understand why they would adopt me if they just throw me away like a piece of paper. I think they just wanted to have this feeling to have a son for some time, but then realized they could never love me like one of their own. And putting me into the basement was the last straw. That is when they completely banished me from their minds. And I just can't do this anymore. I decided to pack my things and leave. I will do it tonight. I stay at a friend's house for a while and try to look for a job that hopefully gets me enough money so that I can rent an apartment. And after that I will never look back. I decided to leave a letter behind in my room. I wouldn't be surprised if they never even find it, let alone notice that I'm gone. I use a throwaway for this, but I actually don't know why. I thought I don't want them to see this, but now that I think about it, I could send them this post. I don't know why I even write this in here in the first place. I feel so desperate. Maybe I want this because I hope that someone is interested in me and my story. Update: I will leave my adoptive family overnight. I'll leave them, there will be a letter. I didn't expect to give you an update so quickly, but in the brief time span between my post yesterday and this one right here, so many things happen that I have to update you right now. Let's start by what happened yesterday. First of all, I never expected my post to blow up like this. This is absolutely insane. I tried to read all of your comments and answer all direct messages, but it's just too many. So I'm sorry if I ignored you. Many of you had great advice, such as taking all my documents with me and go to the police, which I wanted to do today. Let's go through everything that happened chronologically. After reading through many comments, I decided to take my documents with me. So at the evening before my adoptive parents went to bed, I snuck into their bedroom and took all documents that I could find and waited for nightfall. I packed my things and left when all of them were asleep. Everything went as planned. I silently left the house and went to my best friend's home. He had an apartment in a neighbor city, so I had to walk for a while. I arrived at his apartment between 2 and 3 a.m. He had a spare bedroom that he used for visitors who might want to stay for the night. We agreed that I could live with him as long as I want. He only expected me to find a job quickly, and if I do that, he wants me to help him pay the rent for it. I was fine with that. I slept through the night, and at the morning I started looking for jobs immediately. But now, a few hours, something more than interesting happened. While I was on his laptop still looking through the online job advertisements and collecting them, the doorbell rang. He opened the door and I heard a familiar voice. But it wasn't one of my parents. It was one of my sisters. Maria, to be exact. The middle sister. I heard how she asked if I was here. He wanted to lie for me, but I decided to talk to her to find out what she wanted. So I appeared behind him and she winked, "Thank God you're here," and hugged me. I was completely overwhelmed and surprised and didn't know what to say, and then she told me how she found me, and this is where things get more interesting. She told me that this morning a way too familiar sounding story appeared on her TikTok For You page. Apparently my story was shared by a TikTok account who actually had a quite big audience. And she became even more suspicious of the situation when her and the name of her sisters were also mentioned. To be sure about the situation, she went in the basement and into my room, where she found the room mostly empty and of course my letter. I mentioned in the story that I would stay with a friend, so she went out looking for me, telling our parents she was about to visit a friend. She said she drove to 2 different houses before finding the correct address. She apparently visited 2 other friends of me before finding the correct apartment. Apparently she also took the letter with her. She said she hasn't showed them the letter yet and wanted to talk to me first. No one besides her knew where I was or what I did the last night. She apologized to me and offered to talk with her on my side to our parents. She explained that the way I talked about her in the original post made her feel bad. She said she never hated me or anything. She admitted that she also protested against me having a room on their floor, but just because of Alicia's influence on her and because she believed her lies when she was younger. Now that I think about it, unlike Alicia and Juliet, she never called me bad names. She said that Juliet probably also is just insufferable because of how Alicia manipulated her. She said she never realized how bad I was treated. She never gave a second thought about me because Alicia spread rumors that I was just very socially awkward and overall didn't like any of them and that I would just lock myself inside the basement like the worst introvert and all of that. And as a reason for her claims she just reminded them that I was adopted and that is why I would try to make myself the outsider. I said to her that this might explain why she and Juliet might have been like that to me but not why my parents would have behaved that way. She replied that she also can just make claims here without any proof but she thinks it's because even between them Alicia is the golden child as the firstborn. Her and Juliet are only the failed attempts of them having a boy. And her being the golden child made it easier for her to manipulate both of them into believing the lies she told them. Then she said that she knows that mom and dad would be pretty easy to manipulate if you know how. And then she gave me 4 options. 1. I could come with her right now and talk with her to my parents. 2. She would let me think about it and leave but not tell my parents. 3. I refused to go back with her entirely but she would tell them about the letter without telling them where to find me. 4. I refused to go back with her entirely but she would pretend to not know anything but maybe stay in contact with me. I picked option 2 and she gave me her number. She said that if I decide to give them a chance she would support me but she would understand if I refused to. And now we are here. I don't know what to do. I would lie if say I wasn't tempted to give them a chance but on the other hand if it's true that Alicia is the one behind all of that I don't know if I want to deal with her again. Update 2. I will leave my adoptive family overnight. I'll leave them there will be a letter. I start this by saying that many of your comments suggested that Maria could have potentially manipulated me and that I shouldn't trust her just now. Which I understand. I decided to stay with my friend. Especially since I applied for so many jobs yesterday and I think I could find one in no time. So there is no reason for me to get back with them as an 18-year-old. But these are just side facts. I would have not given you an update if nothing had happened. Apparently my adoptive parents did realize I was gone recently so they started looking for me. They are sure that Maria knew where I was considering she had my letter with her. I'm currently only in contact with Maria who told me all of this. Apparently my parents tried asking her about my whereabouts and grounded her after she refused to tell them. Yes, they grounded a 21-year-old. Couldn't believe it either. As many of you suggested I went to the police so they couldn't file a missing report about me. And meanwhile Alicia started to spread rumors again. Apparently she used my disappearance as a proof that she was right with everything and Juliet believes every single word. She is completely under Alicia's control. Even though I didn't want to see them again I kind of want to give Maria a chance. I asked my friend if hypothetically Maria could stay with us too. He raised an eyebrow and said only if she wants to sleep on the couch and then he asked me why I want her here in the first place. The thing is if she cares about me then I don't want her to stay with this family. He was annoyed but said yes. I texted her asking if she'd consider to move out and offered her to stay with me and my friend. Before you say it, I know it seems like a way too quick decision. But I truly think that Maria is not like the rest of them. Many of you said that she probably wanted to save face but someone wouldn't go through all that to find me and then protect me by keeping my whereabouts a secret if they just wanted to save face. Considering that I never mentioned their last names or where they live so it's not like anyone could have known it was her in real life. I honestly think that my story opened her eyes. She answered by asking if I was for real and that she wasn't sure. I reminded her that she is 21 and probably should think about moving out of our parents' house anyway. And that she was grounded at her age is pretty effed up. They treat their children like 10-year-olds even if they are adults. She said she is not denying that she would like that because apparently Alicia also started to spread lies about her too because of how she behaves towards me. She overheard how she was talking to her friends about her and that she was called the complicit of a maniac. Still don't know why Alicia hates me so much but I don't care about it. She said she doesn't think it's a bad idea but she wants to find a job to have a financial stability first before moving out. That was fair enough. And my friend was much happier this way too. He said he isn't really excited of having another jobless person living with him. But he said that if she has a job he'd gladly help her. One more reason why I think that Maria moving out isn't a bad idea is because if both her and me got a job we could probably rent an apartment together in no time and would not have any financial problems. So yeah, that's it for now. Let's see what happens in the future. I want to mention one more thing. On my last post some people were talking badly about the TikTok account that shared my story. Please don't talk badly about the account. They didn't know it would end like that and I don't have a problem with anyone sharing my story. Thank you for reading less than 3. Edit. Some of you pointed out the situation with my friend. Believe me if I wasn't sure he was okay with it I would not have suggested it. He was unsure about the offer at first because I hadn't asked her before asking him so of course he thought it was just another jobless person. But like I said he is fine with it as long as she has a job. And I'm definitely grateful for what he is doing and I will repay his kindness. Don't worry about that. What he does should not be taken for granted and I know that. You're also right that offering her to live in his apartment is going a bit far. But like I said, he is an amazing person. I wouldn't do it if I knew he wasn't 100% okay with it. Update 3. I will leave my adoptive family overnight. I'll leave them there will be a letter. I want to keep you updated so here I am again. Today I got a call from Alicia. And apparently nothing is what it seems to be. I still try to process this call. I've been in contact with Maria for a few days and I truly thought she was different but she was just like the others. When I got the call today it was an unknown number. I froze when I heard Alicia's voice. She screamed at me saying who the hell do I think I am to talk about her like that. We had a little argument but somehow managed to calm down. I thought about hanging up but I wondered what she wanted from me. She told me to grow up. I was never part of their family according to her and that I should have known it since the beginning and stopped crying about it now when I could have done something about it the entire time. I admit I was angry and not very nice. I told her to go FCK herself and told her I was going to get Maria out of there too because both us wouldn't deserve a life around someone like her. Then she said something I guess she shouldn't have said. She said that I was ridiculous because Maria was a part of all of this theater and if I truly thought mom and dad cared about me. Then she accused me of trying to ruin her family and told me what really happened after I left. They tried to save their face. Maria hasn't told me the full story. Apparently it's true that she was the one who found my story on TikTok by accident and she also found the letter first. In Maria's version of the story she lied to mom and dad and told them she was about to visit her friend when she was looking for me and they didn't know about it. But Alicia said that Maria told mom and dad immediately after finding my letter. This also answers the question how Maria knew about my friend's address. I never told this to anyone except my adoptive mom. They thought that if they fooled me into thinking I had someone on my side, it would be easier for them to get to me because they assumed I probably wouldn't open the door for them. I couldn't believe it and asked why I would believe someone like her, to which she replied, "Who do you think gave me your number?" Then she demanded me to take down my posts and hung up. Honestly, I kinda believe her. But it also proves that they are all the same. They try to manipulate me to get back with them to save their reputation. Many of you guys warned me about this, but even after everything that happened I didn't want to believe someone could be this evil. But that's it. I will cut any contact with them. I am not taking my posts down. Everyone deserves to know what these people are. I cannot believe I tried so desperately to see the good in them. Oh, some of you might want to know that I also apologize to my friend for offering room that wasn't mine to begin with. I understand your critique about this and you are right. I crossed a line there. With that being said, the chapter Adoptive Dickhead Family is hopefully closed now. I try to focus on my life and maybe someday I will find someone who truly loves me. I might keep you updated if anything is going to happen, but think this could as well be the last post of this throwaway account. Wish me luck. See ya.